Donald Trump was spanked with a magazine with his face on it. He had a brief sexual encounter inside of a hotel room, and dinner was promised, but dinner was not served. These are among the several salacious details that came out in a moment we've all been waiting for at Trump's hush money trial. Stormy Daniels, the porn star, in the courtroom, face to face with the man she says had sex with him in 2006, just 1 year after he married his wife Melania. This was a surreal experience to be in this courtroom to watch this happen. There's no other way to put it. There's never been a trial like this. There's never been a presidential candidate like this. And just being there watching Donald Trump sit silently steaming while Stormy Daniels got into every painstaking detail about their alleged sexual encounter was pretty striking to watch. Now, the judge did set some limits on what Stormy Daniels could say. He said at the beginning of the day, there will be no descriptions of genitalia, and any description of the sexual act should be simple and brief. Now, Stormy Daniels did not exactly follow those rules. And that's where the day got really interesting. There was one moment when Daniels began describing how she had sex with Trump in the missionary position. And then the judge himself stepped in and basically did an objection on behalf of Trump's lawyers and said, stop, 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 because that was something that was off limits. Trump's lawyers were upset with the level of lurid detail that jurors heard. And before the court resumed testimony in the afternoon, they moved for a mistrial, saying that the testimony was unfairly prejudicial against Trump. And specifically, they brought up something during Stormy's testimony that was really striking to me and to people in the room. Some of the other things she said, including that there was a quote-unquote imbalance of power in the room, that Trump was way taller than her, that there was a bodyguard stationed at the door. These things could lead the jurors to have the idea that this was not a consensual encounter, at least according to Trump's lawyers. And they brought this up to the judge, and the judge himself even admitted that, quote, some things were said that were maybe better left unsaid. Despite that, the judge found that there was not enough here for a mistrial, and basically said, yes, Stormy went over the line a few times, but this is something that can be worked out in cross-examination when Trump's lawyers get the chance to question Stormy again about, okay, what did you actually mean here? And maybe there are some holes in your story that you need to address. One thing that I was keeping an eye on were how are jurors taking in all of this information? And it was really interesting. The jury is really trying to keep a poker face here. You can tell they're taking it seriously, and they're sort of looking back and forth between the prosecutor and the witness. There were a couple moments that were hard for them to keep that straight face, though, including when Stormy Daniels brought up that she had spanked Donald Trump with a magazine with his face on it. Trump really did not like it when she said that. And we found out later, Trump actually mouthed to his lawyers, "That's BS," as the spanking comment was made. And the judge actually called Trump's lawyer to the bench and gave him a stern talking to, saying, please talk to your client. I don't want to tell him this while he's sitting there. I don't want to embarrass him, but he can't be making audible outbursts like this. It could affect the jury. This is something that I take seriously, and I could find him in contempt of court again. And the judge has already warned that if Trump runs afoul of the court's rules, he could potentially face jail time. And that's what's happening now. On Thursday morning, the case will resume with more pretty blistering, combative cross-examination from Trump's lawyers to Stormy Daniels.